Just so you know. Hello! How is everyone doing? Welcome in on the Yesterday Crumb and the Teapot of Chaos live discussion. This is the second book in the Yesterday Crumb trilogy by Andy Sager. We have discussed the first book before, so if you've missed that, go find it on my channel. It's not that long ago. And we will be discussing the third book in July. So if you like this one, that is the next one on the list. So I am very curious. How did you like it? Let me know your star rating, guys. Oh, that is the wrong thing. Hello, Jess. Welcome in. How are you doing? Hello, Larissa. Welcome. Hello, Kate. Welcome, Alina. Welcome in. Let me know your star rating. I know Alina liked the second book better than the first, so I'm very curious if that is still the case on reread. I'm not sure. I do have a thing for first books though. I love being introduced to new characters, to new worlds. So, obviously that is what you're getting in the first book. And I seem to favor the first book in most of the series. This is also very heavily fairy based and court based. And I usually don't really enjoy fairy courts as much. However, there were trials. So the trials were based on cooking food, so that helped a lot. I really did enjoy this book, but I think it's a 4-star for me. Same. What did I give the first book for? I don't know. I think I like this a tiny bit less than this one. Hello, Natalie. How are you doing? I've not meant to finish. Why is Google doing? What the beep? Why is YouTube translating everything in Dutch? I don't want that. Alina I haven't finished the book, so she doesn't know for sure yet. I just got a third score. Alright. Natalie finished just in time. That's good. Do you need a lot to read, Alina? Or is it just a tiny bit? Do we need to do a sprint first? Because we could. If people still need to read a tiny bit, we can do a small sprint from like 30 minutes first. YouTube settings. Why are you freaking translating everything? I don't want that. Stop doing it. Does anyone know how I cut this off? It's extremely annoying because now I have to translate everything back in my head, and I see it switching. For you guys, it's all Dutch, so you guys can't even read it. They did it for video titles as well for a while. It was so annoying. I've said my favorite language at English. Maybe that helps. It had nothing in there. Still doesn't say. Alright, it didn't say from. Then it might be already. Can't find anything else with language. Alright, Larissa didn't finish either. I have an hour left of the audio. I was kind of hoping to live will be at 8 when I ask you. Just tell me, Denise, I needed it to be at 8. Then we could have done it. Do you want a sprint? We can do a sprint before. I like just how things just kept escalating. It did kept escalating. I'm so sorry. It is still doing it. It is extremely annoying. I'm going to be annoyed about this for the whole time. Because you guys can't see anything now. Because, you know, fucking everything is Dutch. Elena, me writing it, it's very expected. Did you know you could talk Dutch to me, Natalie? Surprise! You've learned a new language. Isn't that great? Hi, Amy. How are you doing? No, I've got about a third left, so don't worry. I'll finish it later. Alright. How about Larissa then? I was glad I flipped to the end of the book and saw the cute little Pascal illustration. I don't think mine has. No, it does not. It does not have a cute little Pascal illustration. First book had a potion on the last page, I think. I only have the audiobook. Please share Pascal on Discord. Yeah, please share Pascal on Discord. No, I'll finish it later. Alright. Because we are going to talk spoilers eventually, right? So I don't want to ruin the book for you. Also, avoid at the cover. Stop. It keeps switching while I'm reading it, which is highly infuriating. Oh. Also, Abbott had the cover again because of Jack's wolf ears that do not exist, and the pony has black hair. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Apparently. Annoyed with NS though. Wait. Who's NS? I need full names, Jess. I'm sorry. Sorry, I was making tea. I'm not sure if I like this more than the first book or not. This one we see yesterday grow into her powers, but the first book was all about finding family. Yeah. I really like finding a family books. So I really liked the first book because of that. Do I even click comments at this point? Like they're all Dutch. Larissa actually liked this book more than the first. Hey, the page is the same in Italian. Maybe we all learned some Dutch today. Maybe. Maybe it is. As long as it stops wiggling in front of my eyes when I'm reading it, that would be a great improvement already. No, I have not done with the challenge, Amy. I'm barely reading, if I'm honest. So I'm just reading book club books and the books I want to read right now. Nothing else. I'm not doing any challenges or readathons or whatever. I don't mind spoilers. Alright, that's good to know. I think I like them both the same. I really like yesterday's character. Yeah, I like yesterday's character. And I really liked her in this book as well, as recognizing I was very angry in the first book and I made mistakes because of my anger. So now that I have a person here sort of in the same boat, I'm gonna be kind about it and I'm gonna be graceful about it. And I really, really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed her growing up with her feelings and helping others that experience the same feelings. I really like that part. But why does the sword translate? Lol, that's so random. Because we also say sorry in Dutch, which is written exactly the same. So sorry in English and sorry in Dutch. Sorry, yes, that's why. I love the trials in this one, and I like the character development. Yeah, I really like the character development. I did like the trials. There's food involved, guys. One of the trials is just a giant tea party. I mean, like, I would love to be invited to that giant tea party. Thank you. And just, I really also liked the different magics we saw, right? Because the first book focused on the tea magic for obvious reasons. We're, in a tea shop. Yesterday is becoming a tea witch apprentice. We're learning the tea magic. But learning in book 2 that there is pastry magic. I was like, excuse me. What? Could you not have told me in the first book, like, why? Are we going to follow a pastry witch? Because I would like to, thank you. Are we getting a whole new trilogy about a tea witch? Or not a tea witch, like a pastry witch? I would like that. I would love that. The pastry witch thing. That's the witch I want to be. That would be amazing. And then while we're talking about trials and pastries, the croque bomb they made, how do you say it? Like, in our world, that is a tower of caramelized cream puffs, basically. And that it presents it like that, but when you take one, the whole tower crumbles and falls into your favorite pastries. I need that. I need that in my life so bad. That's the kind of witch I want. I love it. I need that. I need that. So yeah. I get it. I feel like all I've read is book club and body read things. Yeah, same. I'm that's antiquing for sure. Oh, that's not true. I've read Don't Let the Forest In, which was a great book. I'm still, extremely obsessed with it. Which was not a T. Kingfisher book. Definitely has T. Kingfisher feels. It is a dark fairy tale, myth, gothic horror kind of thing, which I love. And I think that's it. That's what I've read. I've also read Hollow this year, which was also great. And it's not a buddy read or whatever book. This looks like it will be on the Brew on Books YouTube channel. Oh, I don't know that channel. But, yeah, it is... The name of the channel suggests that could be a thing, yes. Because this is heavily about food and drinks. So I can see the connection there. Just tickled fears, and I love that for... Yeah. That was... I don't know where we're at. But there is a very fierce moment at the end. caused by very strong emotions, making her channel a specific kind of magic. And oh boy, did I like that. Was scary, but it was also very interesting. I really like that. That is another side of yesterday that we got to see, and I think could be very interesting. That I think there is a lot you can do with that. And I'm not sure how far she's going to go because this is a middle grade. But I see potential. I'm kind of iffy on how all the magic works. Like, you can brew tea to do a specific thing, but the way they sometimes direct magic or control the path of magic has no rules. Yeah, no. There are not a lot of rules. Which I feel makes sense because magic is nonsense and chaos. And that's why I love it. So to me, I like that there are no rules. They do talk about that, but I think that is specifically in the first book that you need to have specific feelings. And you need to be concentrated to do it. And then you know if the spell worked because that invokes specific feelings of magic in your body. And I do like that. I do like that the rules are so loose that you can make your own spells and magic and stuff. I like that. I think they made some better choices and are less stupid in this one. Although I feel like the characters definitely grow up. But in this book, I had more moments of that's very convenient. Or stuff like that than I had in the first book. So I'm not sure if I agree with the statement about the characters, but I don't know if I agree about the statement about the whole story in the whole. That's a weird sentence for me. I'm sorry. The fairy queen reminds me of the red queen from Alice in Wonderland. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. That did not cross my mind, Kate, but yes, I can see that. Yeah, and then I loved her in the end. The fairy queen. I loved her in the end. I did not like her throughout the book until the end. I did love her then. I like the strong connection to nature creatures in this one, especially in the second half. The dryads from yeah. Oh, the dryads. I feel so bad. The dryads are so cool. I would love to know more about the dryads. I think they're very interesting. They were very loving. I really like the dryads as a concept, but also I specifically like the dryad characters we met. And I liked what we learned from them in the book so far. If that makes sense. She's rather joylessly holding fire on the cover. Oh yeah, that is the thing. Yeah, have you read it? I get that. I get that cover. That cover makes total sense to me. I really like that cover. Exactly. I love the dryads. I don't love the meat eaters or bad part of it. Feels like how the judgy vegans are, not the long. Yeah. But I think that was kind of the point, right? Because at some point, the Dryad King was like, "Oh, stupid humans! I hate all humans because some of them have done this, and I hate them all." And his sister was like, "Well, maybe, dearie. Some are good. Not all of them are that bad. These are children we're talking about. Maybe you should not hold them against everything that, their grandparents did." So I think that was part of the conversation with the dryads. Like, yes, you can be very aware of people and have had experience with people that are terrible and therefore be very careful around them. But that is not a reason to judge everyone in the same city or the same town, or, you know, however you connect those people. So I like that part. I do appreciate the whole break the rules mindset though. Okay. I don't know, I'm kind of confused. But yeah, I love the break the rules mindset. The granny on the attic. I like the granny on the attic. I'm sad we could only see so much of her. It was so short. I would love to see more of that granny. It's actually called A Moment of Wonder, which recommends books from cozy fantasy to gothic horror. Oh, that sounds lovely. That sounds good. I also like how yesterday's learning to not let her emotions... Yeah, that was very strong. Like, she doesn't need the 3 wondrous things or whatever. It was from the first book, but she does react with anger. Yeah. Yeah, and obviously, you know, that is not something that works instantly every single time. That is something you have to learn. You have to grow in, and you will still make mistakes, specifically when you're learning that. And, you know, even though when you've learned it, there's always going to be that one moment that you still get angry. Like, magic comes more natural to her, but she's still so not fully in control. I don't know. Yeah, no, I like that too. And I think that's the whole part of her learning curfew. Specifically, since she is a changeling, right? Their magic is so more potent. But they haven't learned how to control it. So that makes it easy to get out of control and therefore more dangerous. So I like that part. I like that too. I really like Napoleon as a new character and the change he went from thinking he was better than ever to... I love this. And I love the way it is addressed too. I love everything about Napoleon and his message in this book. I really enjoyed that. I really liked how Napoleon eventually stood up against his uncle and told him, well, they might be your enemies, but they're my friends, so fuck off. Like, I love that. That sounds good. I like how it is handled. He did apologize, and he apologized sincerely later again. And we get to see why. And he's like, yeah, that's no excuse, but yeah, that's kind of how I got into this, and I can see now that is wrong, and I don't want it to be an excuse, but I want you to know that I don't feel like that, and this is the reason I feel like I become that, and I want to get rid of that. I really like that. I love the friendship between yesterday and Napoleon, yeah, but also between the boys. I think I liked the friendship between the boys even more. I think I get what you're saying, Jess. That's part of her growing. I like that she's still struggling sometimes and not just doing everything perfectly. But yeah, same. I like that it is actually learning and growing in it instead of I have achieved this skill now overnight. Jess, Atalina, yes, and yesterday, just like the sign, she will help him even though he's off of her big character growth. Yeah, I really like it too. And the Napoleon Jack is... I love Napoleon and Jack. I think that is... I enjoy that even more. Because yesterday is kind of a mentor to Napoleon in that way. Like, I had these emotions, dude. This is how I dealt with it. Didn't go well. Maybe try something different. And then he was goddamn awful to Jack. And Jack was like not having it at all. And then... the moment Napoleon was on it and was like, all right, now I am truly sorry. Chick was like, all right then, we're good again. And I like both that they can do that. I like that Jack is so forgiving, and I like that Napoleon got that growth and then was honest and sincere about it. And I think I like that part. Yes, those are the better words that you said. Are we doing spoiler chat? I am trying to avoid it. I don't think I've spoiled anything terribly, right? I have said things at the end of the book, but I'm trying not to get into details. Just be vague about it, and we're still good. I hope so. Granny in the Attic was iconic. Yeah, but I feel like Granny in the Attic is something, it isn't saying much. That's why I'm allowed to say it. Like there are no details. We also need a grumpy granny, right? I love grumpy grannies, especially in attics. I was annoyed by how obsessed she was making her own new magic tea. I was like, just get over it and help save the rules first, then you can see. But I kind of get it. Like, if everybody is so against you because you're a changeling, that is not something you can do anything about. So it feels so unfair, and I really get the urge to prove them wrong. And if you, have decided that this is the way you can do that, I kind of get that you're getting obsessed with that. And I think that is part of her character growth, about not letting the emotions go. I think this is one of the ways she was still learning. And I really enjoyed that. Even though, saving the world first would have been better. But she's definitely sidetracked a lot in this book by her desire to prove herself. Yeah, and I think that is fair. Specifically for a kid in this situation, everybody is against her because she is a changeling. All she heard since she was in the magic world is like, yeah, you're a changeling. You're dangerous. You're weird. We don't like you. And then she learns. And this is a spoiler for the first book. So, we're discussing the second here. So I'm guessing everybody read the first. But she learns she is the daughter of the god of death. That undoubtedly brings some doubt in you. Am I evil? I don't want to be that way. I have to prove I'm not. I can get that feeling, specifically as a kid, right? So, yeah. Or prove the changelings are valuable or whatever. Yeah, but, yeah. I don't know. I would have done the same in that situation, if I'm honest. I agree, she was always a very lovable character. Sometimes she got really on my nerves, but that's part of the learning curve. Because and I think that's why her character growth works. Because of that. Oh yeah, the dragon library person would be great. We guessed that the dragon on the cover was the library dragon, but unfortunately it was not. I did like this dragon too, though. But that is a spoiler. So we're not going to talk about that. But yeah, unfortunately, this is not the library dragon, which I would love to see. Maybe in the third book. Maybe in the third book we get Lucky Jess. I thought all the things happening were building up to a big thing that would be resolved until the third book. So now it's like, damn, what's coming next? Yeah, wow. What's coming? I have an idea of what's coming next. And they have been building up to that since they, book one. But that is a huge spoiler. So we will discuss it later. It was a bit Harry Potter in that, with the whole your choice will make who you are, which is a nice lesson, even though it reminds me of angry things. Yeah. I think the lesson on its own is nice. I think that is an important message. Yeah. I mean, with the... I know, that magic implication, I guess. I don't know what to call that bit of yesterday. Yeah. Demon. It's demon magic. That's how they call it. Because he calls himself a god, but others call him a demon. So... you decide. Oh, I just wrote initials. Yeah, it's translating that immediately. And I don't know how to get rid of this. It is extremely annoying. How can Google or how can YouTube think this is this is a good idea. Like, we're doing English live shows. Why are you translating it to my language? I have put my favorite language on English already because of the translating of the titles. So, and now they're doing it in chat. It keeps hammering between Dutch and English for me. That's why I'm reading so slow, and I have to look sometimes or stop halfway because it is changing again. And I can't read it while it keeps shifting. No, it's not the same thing. Yeah. Right, demon. Too much to remember. No, it's fine. It's fine. Is your translator reading my mind or the actual fuck technology? Right. It is. I'm not happy with it. Let's say that. I'm not happy with it at all. But yeah, I think I like, we have talked about most of it, right? Without spoilers. I think we all like the characters. We like the character growth. Obviously, Napoleon is a newly introduced character. And we really like the message he brought. Maybe not him specifically at first, but at the end we liked him and the message. We have talked about the trials and they're food-based. We have talked a bit about the Fairy Queen. I think the Sealy Court is something we can still discuss without spoilers. I'm never a big fan of Sealy Courts. It is just not one of those topics I'm vibing with as much. I listened to the German version. Can you please go back to English? And would love to know all the characters and place names in English. The German ones made so much sense and are fun. Maybe I'll ask on this one. Alright, maybe I can show you. So the tea witch that is taking in all the apprentices, she is called Miss Dumpling. That is her English name, Miss Dumpling. And the name of the trials is The Wild Feast. A magical cooking competition to win it back. So Wild Feast is what that whole trial thing is called. The main character is Yesterday Crumb. He is called Napoleon. And this is Jack Insby. I don't know. The boys call each other by their surname, most of them. The bird is called Madrigal. Madrigal. Then we have a Withershins, which I don't really get who that is. The demon / god of that is called Mr. Weep. I think Napoleon's weirdness at the beginning did come across as a bit of a performance, not something he necessarily believed, so I was okay with him pretty quickly. Alright, that's good. I want a Miss Dumpling prequel. Oh yeah, that would be great. She knows so many interesting people too. So she has a very, they're alluding to it, right? Like, she is best friends with the mermaid duchess. She know people in Sealy Court that she's friends with. Like, all that stuff. She has very interesting friendships. So she must have had an interesting life. I think that would be really fun. That's a good idea. Yeah, see? That would be so much fun. Love the name Dumpling. Yeah, me too. That is my favorite. Miss Dumpling. He's the robot from the first... Oh, that is true. Yeah. Withershins is the robot that they rescued. They asked if they want to live with them instead, and the robot chose yes. I like the bit we got toward the end about demon magic. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm alluding to. Like, she unlocked something because of emotions, some sort of magic. I really like that too. I did like it. Yeah, that is probably the favorite part of the book. Maybe that one specific pastry, but otherwise this part. Widdershins is the robot guy from the first book, They Say from the Goblins. Widdershin is an old English word for anti-clockwise. Oh, I love that. And I knew that because of the Widdershins girls. Michelle Harrison talked about that too. I forgot it, but I previously knew this fact. Thank you for reminding me. I like that. But I do think this is the time to go spoilers. So I will put the spoiler thing on. There are truly, Larissa, I'm not going to choose for you, obviously. If you want to stay, you're more than welcome to. I just want to be honest with you and tell you that there are truly spoilers in this middle grade book. I'm talking, we did talk a bit about the unlocking new magic. Everything that you normally would say is a spoiler, like that and plot twist, that happened in this book, and we're gonna talk about it because I'm sad. Just so you know. Anti-clockwise is one of the things I always forgot. Low counterclockwise, yeah. You're welcome. So, yeah, there are really, really big things, so I just want to be honest about it. But you're so welcome to stay. But that's the first thing I want to talk about because, oh boy, am I upset. Like, my make you gas moments. Yeah. I got 85 days, so I'm almost done. Or... I don't dare to. I don't want to spoil this for you. Am I gonna be the bringer of bad news? Well, we're ripping the band-aid off. Jack dies. I'm not okay with this. And neither is Yesterday Crumb. And I think that is what the next book is gonna be about. Because Yesterday just learned from her daddy, Mr. Weep, that he can actually get Jack back fully alive, but it will need a extreme sacrifice. And what they want to do now is get Jack back from the land of the... Oh, you know. All right. I was like, I don't want to tell you who's gonna die. I don't want to do that. Also, the fake things, like, things are changing at the end. I need to read the next one now. Yeah, and I think what it's gonna be is we're going to the land of the dead. And the whole book is going to be about finding Jack's ghost, finding her mom, to learn how to fight Mr. Weep, fighting Mr. Weep, and then also trying to bring Jack back to life. I drew my cross stitch needle at that point. Yeah, I was so like, no, like, this is middle grade. You're not doing this. This is not okay in middle grade. Like, no. That's not how middle grade works. You can't kill the best friend. And I think she's not going to. I think we will get him back in the third book. It would be a very bold move if he stayed out. And I can admire that. But that is such an important character. I feel like that is such a loved character. And you're killing it. And I was not okay for a second there. Do anyone else think the boys with crush on the show? Oh yeah, could be. Yeah, like definitely. I'm not sure if it was definitely for me, but yeah, I can see it. And I did like that the Dryad was talking about his partner, and then that turned out to be a male tree, so that was a male relationship, if I understood it correctly. And there's no fuss about it. That is just how it happened. That is just how it is. And there's no explanation, there's no fuss, and I love that. It is just casually in there, and I think that is how representation needs to be at some point, right? It needs to be normal, and you just need to see it everywhere. And I like that. I mean, we know it's going to be about Jack, right? From the very end. Yeah. And they alluded as well, like, we're going to go there to the Land of the Dead. We're going to get Jack back, and I'm going to fight Mr. Weep. They have been talking about fighting Mr. Weep from book 1. There is going to be a big fight with Mr. Weep. I have a suspicion how that is going to go. Actually. But yeah, that's what the third book is going to be about. But then Jack standing at the door all of a sudden, I was like, this is it. No. This has to be a Mr. Weep trick. You can't. Like, that is his card. I am able to bring your best friend back to life. All you have to do is become cream of the underworld. He ain't bringing him back for nothing. And he's the only one who can do it. So that has to be trick. Right? I remember he dies, but I can't remember why. It's okay to spoil me. So all the way through, I'm like, when is it going to happen? So when they get captured by the Iron people, yesterday's taken apart. Because yesterday, has been found significant again by the Iron people. And they're trying to get her on her side because she is the daughter of the king of that. And then the next day, when she is about to have breakfast with the leader of those humans, she is informed that Jack died during an experiment that they tried to get their wasps online. And by doing so, by extracting his magic to get the wasps online, he died. That's how he died. That's how I understand he died. And did everybody else immediately know who Justin One was? Yeah. But I had it wrong at first, so. Yes, I agree. Yes, I think the boys definitely have a thing for each other, and it's so sweet. Yeah. But then I like their friendship so much. I wouldn't mind if it goes into a relationship. I think they were very cute together. I'm always reading boys' love stories though, so I thought it was biased. But yeah, well, a lot of people saw it, Natalie, so it's not you. Right, all like, what is this? It's a hug. I was like, oh, I like it though. I do like it. Not the very end of the book hints that he's not. Yeah, but that gotta be a trick. Because we have seen his ghost. His ghost said to yesterday, whatever you do, do not do what Mr. Weep wants. Even if that means I'm staying a ghost and I will fade eventually, right? Because that's what he's threatened with. Fading and nobody can remember him. So him being back all of a sudden, that is very strange. I don't think I believe that. I don't think I believe he's alive. I like the way the Dryad guy described how it goes when they fall in love. It was like, oh, what shitty romance authors try to do with mates, but it's actually about love here. Yeah, it was very cute. I love when the teacher was in a race bit and customers just put up letters to get in it, as if, yeah, and they were pole hopping and everything. It was like, wow, those goblins are wild. And just very casual about it. Right, all right, we'll serve you tea. But like, you're kind of busy. I don't know. Trying to save the world and stuff, but fine. I kind of feel like maybe Jack is there in the body, but maybe not in spirit. Like he's not fully there, he's not fully restored. Yeah, I think Mr. Reed made him a puppet. But that's not Jack. That is not real Jack. And Miss Dumpling is like, well, these things will have, I'll make more tea. Obviously. That is the thing to do, Jess. When in distress, make tea. Something like that, I guess. Yeah, he doesn't seem like himself, or maybe he escaped somehow somewhere in his future. We have seen his ghost. We have not seen his physical body, but we have seen his ghost, and his ghost interacted with yesterday. So either the ghost is fake, or living Jack is fake. And because I am convinced the whole plot is going to the land of death, getting Jack back in book 3, I have to believe that living Jack is fake. The ghost was real. As soon as he said, the witch whispered to Mav and started the war, I thought, oh, hey mom! Yeah. that is, but like before that I had other options, so I fully believe tea fixes everything, or at least makes it better. Yeah, but then I now have learned that you have pastry magic, and I think that can solve everything too. So wise words, yes, wise words. So shall we speculate on what's going to happen in book 3? I have theories. But I'm not sure if that is something you guys think is fun to do. Look, I'm really sorry about the incident with the tea in the harbor. There were surely better ways to protest. Yeah. Maybe they made him one of the Mr. Reepe's benefactor of the iron thingies. I don't know, the wasp machines were wasp like, that's how they looked. And then it is specified that the Fairy Queen as well as the Mermaid Duchess have either destroyed everything. They basically destroyed everything, even the iron and stuff. So they couldn't do it again. That is specified. That they later went back to even deal with the last bits. But if Jack was a puppet, why would he say what he said in the end? But I guess not knowing that is the intrigue of the book. Yeah. Yeah. Because the real Jack is feisty, so maybe he had to fight together. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, his conscience is still there as a puppet. And he only gets to say some stuff. It's... It could also be something that... I do think Mr. Reeve enjoys making people very scared. And letting your best friend say stuff like that is going to make them scared. And make them suffer more in advance. And I think he would like that. I think that Jack is dead. That they are going to get his ghost back, then find yesterday's mom, and then they're probably not gonna get a satisfactory answer how to fight Mr. Reed. But they will fight him. He will probably die. And therefore his child automatically takes over. Leaving yesterday to be the queen of the underworld, whether she wants it or not. And that is going to give her the power to bring Jack to life fully. But she has to use an extreme amount of demon magic for it. So it will change her personality. And then Miss Dumpling and Jack and Napoleon are gonna get her back as normal yesterday, but she will always be tethered to the underworld now because she's queen. Because she killed her father. I think that's how it's gonna be. I don't know. I'm thinking of Doctor Who when Army was there, but not and spoilers. Yeah, I haven't seen Doctor Who, so I don't know. I don't get the reference. Jacksaw still being here, there is definitely something I want and need to believe. Yeah. I think in general she will find her mom. She will help them defeat the demon, and in doing that Jack will play a role. Yeah. Yeah, Jack could definitely play a role. But I also think that she will end up by mistake make her the queen of the underworld. And that is giving her the power to bring Jack back. Because Mr. Whip ain't gonna do it. Yeah, Napoleon's prize that was some part that I was like, this isn't, it doesn't add up. Because when they fight the wasps, and they free all the prisoners, the prisoner that has yesterday's house specifically apologized, said he only had to do it because of Mr. Weep, that he was very sorry. And I think, but I'm not sure, that he at least implied, but maybe even said he was going to give her house back. And yesterday burst off and like, we'll talk about it later because, I have more people to save. And then the trial was the next day. Napoleon won. And he asked as a prize for yesterday's house back. But she would get Dwimley End back anyway. So that didn't make sense to me. I felt like Napoleon could have and should have asked for something for himself because she was getting the house back anyway. And yes, just this fighting against her other self that came out shortly before will like mostly play part, right? Like if you're hit that hard by grief, which obviously you are, if your best friend dies, and you are using demon magic that she already recognized, felt like it was changing her, that is going to be playing a part. That we had this whole I am learning to deal with my anger issue, and now that is unlocked by demon magic even more, as well as her sadness and stuff. If you are learning to deal with your anger, why not with your sadness? I feel like that is gonna be a huge part of it. I like that the cat muzzle allows him to speak to animals. Yes. Like Jack has a wolf snout, he has a cat muzzle, and whiskers, and his tongue. He specified his tongue was also cat, and it let him talk any animal language, which was like interesting. So cat speak all animal languages. Like that's hard to believe, but like it would be fun. I love it. But I don't think they will speak dumb. But it was fun that you got that ability. I think the magic abilities are all really nice to have. Like we all would like those. I wonder if the members of the Steely Court, however you spell it, will come to help yesterday. Maybe the combination of elements might defeat Mystery, plan magic for the rights. Well, yeah, that could help. But I'm not sure because they're so trickstery, right? Maybe. Because it is implied multiple times that the job of a tea witch is bringing everybody together. So that could be. Not necessarily though, just because he apologizes meaning he's a good person now. No, but I think that's the problem. I've listened to it and I don't remember the specific words. But I thought he said something about giving the house back. I also love the fighting teapot though. That was really funny. From the mermaid storm or something from the tour guy. Fairy magic, yes, and demon magic as well as Napoleon's possibly evil magic. Yeah, like that would be a very strong army. I can see it happen. Or I can see that will defeat Mr. Weep. Is it gonna happen? Because fairies are tricksters and all they care about is themselves. So do they care? The tour guy. Hello. The magical version of the Avengers. That's basically it. I forgot his name. Yeah. Isn't it something like Stormcloud or something too? Like, I don't know. Can't find it. I was thinking there would be an elemental magic thing too, or maybe we bring all the elements of life together. They will defeat that or something. Yeah, but it's specified that it needed a great sacrifice. So because the balance would be off. By bringing somebody back who died, the balance would be off. And I feel like, that fits with the theme of the book. The balance stuff. Maybe she will make the decision to not bring Jack back because she could only do it if she takes her dad's role. She might face that. Yeah. Maybe. I have a feeling they're gonna bring Jack back though. I don't know if they dare to. Leave him that. Especially because she knows Jack would never want her to do that for him either. No, that is true. And that's why I think she accidentally ends up in that role. And, then she's in that role anyway, though. So she can at least bring her best friend back. Interesting, yes. It's alive against that thing. Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for, especially because Veep is so powerful. It will definitely take more than just Jesse to defeat. Yeah, absolutely. She will need help. She will need a lot of help. Can we sacrifice Veep? That would not be a problem for me. that would not be a problem. I did really like that yesterday made her own tea eventually. And that it let her transform into a dragon. So that is the dragon we see in the cover. It is not the library dragon. It is yesterday's dragon. But I thought it was so fun. And I love that tea. And I love the neighbor Norslur. Yeah, the Neither Norslur is terrible. I feel like that is truly a slur. I wonder if they'll figure out like a Day of the Dead type thing, so demon magic isn't all about Soren stuff. Yeah, could be. I like that she invented the tea when she wasn't trying to invent it. Yeah. Can't frustrate. No. I like that too. Like, you've been wanting this whole book. Here it is, coming naturally to you. And it was awesome. I did expect her to come up as a phoenix though, and it was a dragon. I was like, fine, I'll take it. I like dragons. That works. Yesterday, that works. And I really like that she felt that that potion or that tea needed to build up. So she started with a fox because that was the close to her. That was the easiest. And then she kept building and building and building. I really like that. Teal boys under pressure, whatever Miss Dumpling said. Yeah. And it's time to break the kettle. To stir the pot. It's time to stir the pot. So I'm guessing a lot of pot stirring is involved in next book. And I am excited about it. I am definitely wanting to read it. We're going to read the third book in July. So we first need to plan the live show for the Vampire Knitting Club books. Oh no. I cancelled my Storytel to get on Everend because it had yesterday crumb. Only to find out that Everend now, that everything on Everend now costs a credit. So I'm now stuck with a 30-day trial where I only get 1 credit, so I can't listen to any more books, and now I still need to read the Vampire Knitting books. Yeah, I have to unlock them. I don't like this system. I really don't like it. Granted, it is cheaper than Audible because in Audible I have to pay 15 euros and I get 1 credit. And in Everend I have to pay 15 euros and I get 3 credits. So yes, it is, cheaper. But I can only listen to 3 books. They basically have nothing in their free catalog anymore. I read more than 3 books a month. Easily. And now I'm stuck at 3 books. Yeah, I can get 5 credits, then I have to pay 25 euros or something. Like, that's more than I can. Like, 3 books ain't gonna cut it a month. What's that? I also like how yesterday uses her ears to listen for what people really want. Then bridges the gap with understanding. She could easily exploit people's weakness. Yeah, she could. Yeah, she could. Having power and choosing to be good is an important thing to show middle grade. I think might be the former teacher. Yeah, no, I honestly think that's too. I really like that. I like that too. The Vampire Knitting are on next week. Can make profiles, so I'll see if I can make one and send an invite or something. I'll just need to email you the login details. Alright. Yeah, that would be helpful. Otherwise, I'm just gonna cancel my trial of Everend and then get back to Storytel, and I have done. It's so annoying because Storytel has more books that are included in the 15, but then they are missing a lot of the newer titles. Everend now has newer titles, but then I can only read 3 books a month. I don't have the money to pay for both of them, unfortunately. So, yeah, Everend has changed. If you still have the old account, you keep your old account. You can turn it into the new way, but you can never go back. I I would not recommend turning back in the new way. So if you still have the old account, you can use that. And it stays the same. But if you're making a new account now, it is credit based. So you can choose to pay monthly for 1 credit, 3 credits, or 5 credits. And you choose which book you unlock. And that is the book you can listen to until your credits are done. You can take your credits with you. If you don't use them in 1 month, you will take them with you for about 6 months. And they say they have a free catalog, but in reality, I could find 10 books. So, not really. All the others, including the Vampire Knitting Club that is out for years now, is all paid. Like, you have to use a credit to unlock it. So, it is cheaper than Audible, because you get 3 credits instead of 1 for the same price. But yeah, I listen to more than 3 audiobooks. And then Storytel is quite annoying now too, because they have more books, but then the newer books or the popular books are all, you also have to pay for those on top of your subscription. More and more books there are going to be, paid for on top of your subscription as well. So I think they're going to a sort of same system. It's quite annoying. How you mean it's unlimited listening? Not just for the Vampire Knitting. You mean the next story? But you have to pay for that one, right? I think I've had that. I have all Murderbolt books downloaded on Everend, and it works fine. But also it doesn't have the newest one, and I have to listen via Libby. Yeah, that's the thing. If you keep your old subscription, you do not have access to all the newer books, to their newer catalog. But then you're then it's how it was, right? If you listen to a lot of certain books, they will cap you at some point, and you have to wait for the next month. But that cap is higher than 3 books. So, I haven't had a problem with the Vampire one yet, though. We shall see. Yeah, but I just made an Everend account, so I have the fully new version. I can show you guys. If you don't believe it. I've just looked them up. So this is book 7 till 9. And you can play the sample. Oh. And then it specifically says unlock title. That is costing you a credit that you pay for. Otherwise, you're not. So you only use 1 credit for 3 books here. So the Vampire Knitting is a bit cheaper than the others, but they're not in my subscription for unlimited. Like, I have to use 1 of the 3 credits I get. I've sent you a link to your profile for this. Oh, thank you. You're lovely, Kate. Thank you. I honestly don't know how everyone works anymore. Yeah, and it's hard. I get that it is maybe better for the authors that I cannot listen unlimited to audiobooks for 15 euros a month. And that they get paid more. The thing is, I use audiobooks partially because I cannot pay for all the books that I read in a month. If I have to pay the 20 to 30 books that I read in a month, if I'm, not in a reading slump, but just on my normal reading speed, I can't buy them all. I could maybe buy, 1 or 2 books a month, because I have other hobbies too, unfortunately, that cost money. Let's say 3 books. But that's definitely max and definitely not gonna happen every month. That's all I can read. And that's part of why I have audiobook service. Because for €15 a month I can read multiple books. And it's lovely. And then when I really, really love them, I'm gonna buy special editions of them. So I would like to be able to pay €5 for every audiobook that I read. And it is definitely cheaper. But the problem is that if I love a book, I still want to own it physically. I want to own all the books for the book club physically. And then sometimes I can't read physically because my head is not helping. And I also need to pay for the audiobook. It's the same story. I just do not have the means to do that. And it's, it's gonna affect how much I can read a lot, if I'm honest. So I don't like the systems, even though I would like better pay for authors and I would like to support that. I am not financially capable to do so in this way that they're going for it right now. And I just wish that if I bought the physical book, I would get the audiobook with it. That would help me a lot. Because now I'm using credits for audiobooks that I have the book of. And for books I don't have the money to buy physically right now. So that feels double. I upgraded to the new credit system effort and it was sneakily hiding books when you listen to a few anyway. It was sneakily hiding books, but I feel like that... Oh, you mean they're still sneakily hiding books in the new system? Because they should not be doing that. They should just ask... you could just do... which one? But next story you have to pay money, but there's no limit. Yeah, but last time I checked Next Story, they did not have a lot of stories I wanted to read. And that's why I got really excited about Everend last time. Because they now have all the books I want to read. And now it turns out that I have to pay a credit and I only get 3. And then I knew that. And I was hoping that maybe the newer books, like from this year or the year before, would have been a credit, and then everything that is 3 years or older would be just in your subscription. And you could listen to those unlimited, but for the newer ones, you have to pay the credit. And you get 3 of those. That would have been fair to me. But it turns out that everything that I've saved is a credit. So
The Count of Monte Cristo.
Except of The Count of Monte Cristo. The classics, those are usually free. So that explains why Yes, the Crumb was on Everend for me. Yeah. Going to have dinner. Thank you for the discussion. I'll let you know what I rate when I finish it. Good night. Have a nice dinner. Bye, Alina. Bye-bye. No, sorry, I meant the old system, hiding books. After I listened to a few, it would limit me. Yes, it would. And I think that's fine. But that limitation felt to me higher than 3 books. I have had sometimes at the end of the month that I could not get another book that I wanted, like a newer title, and that I had for the next week. But then I would listen to already like 10 books. So that is way more than 3 for the same amount. Yeah, I prefer the let me not see yesterday crumb book, but let me read 10 other books. Then, we're, saying these credits are for newer books, but the truth is that we only have like 25 books that you can read for free. And 10 of them are classics, like Dracula and Frankenstein. Those you can read for free. Carmilla, stuff like that. But the Vampire Knitting Club is so old, you can't even read those for free. So, yeah, the credit system is killing me, right? I'll look up next story again. See, like, Storytel also let you read sort of unlimited. It has certain titles that you have to pay extra for. Unfortunately, those are obviously new. Those are the newer ones. And then that I don't mind. However, the price is 90 euros. And that I do mind a bit, if I'm completely honest with you. But I can read more books now on Storytel than I can with Everon. So... Ready? I'm hopping off that you. Thanks for hosting. No problem. I will see you all on Sprint in Discord from Charlotte soon. Because I think that's it for yesterday, Crumb. I hope to find the third book in England. So I have it in time to read. Thanks for listening. See you at sprints. So the sprints are at Bookworm Wanderers Discord. Charlotte is hosting them right now. It is for the reading challenge. So back to work. I'm sorry, Jess. Good luck. Good luck with work. Thank you all so much for being here. Hope you had fun. I hope you are excited to read the third book. Thank you for hosting, no problem. We will be reading that in July. And we will schedule... I'll check the Discord. I'll schedule something for the Vampire Knitting Club soon. Thank you all so much. And until the next time. Bye.